Tonight, I have a special treat here tonight for you. My family is all here, except for my 4 other granddaughters, Caitlin, Elizabeth, Emily, and Sean. Sean, okay. We miss you. Oh my God. You can tell this is going to be a fun night. Well, tonight we're going to share with all of you our traditions and memories that we've had growing up and maybe with our families. But I want to introduce you to my family, for those of you who don't know. So over here is Levi.
Hi, Levi.
Hi, Levi. Gabriella. Can you over there? And we have Rebecca, my daughter, and my son-in-law, Timothy, who's married to Rebecca. I also have over here my son-in-law, Rob, who's married to Erica, and Ezekiel, and the best for last, my husband, Jack. So tonight, again, like I said, we're going to share some memories, because that's what the holidays are all about, making traditions and memories. So tonight, we're going to share some of those, and maybe something that we share here tonight you can implement on your family traditions and memories. So tonight, we are going to start with Levi. So Levi, tell us some of those traditions or memories that you have about Christmas.
Every year we sleep over Mimi's house, and every year on Christmas Eve we have this game, and it's called Yankee Swap. And that's it.
So you play Yankee Swap. Do you get any good gifts with that?
Sometimes.
Does Mimi and Pepe give you gifts too?
Yeah.
They do? Well, I hope so, right? And do you like the gifts they give you? Oh, okay, just making sure. Okay, how about you, Gabriella? What is your favorite Christmas or memory? Look over there. Look at Daniel. Tell Daniel. No? Okay, what do you remember about Christmas? Oh boy, all of a sudden she got not a shy bone in her body. What do you like about Christmas?
Papa.
Presents.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to come back to her. Okay, Gabriella, Rebecca, Gabriella.
My favorite memory is when we were little, we used to make butter horns or those thumbprint cookies with the jelly inside in the kitchen with my sister and my dad, and I think we even have a couple of pictures of us. We had bandanas on our head.
Oh,
and
I had it somewhere here.
I don't know. Those are probably my favorite memories, making the cookies.
Making the cookies, yeah, that used to be funny because my husband used to put this bandana on his head. He looked just like his mother, but with the mustache.
She would have been proud.
Yeah. How about you, Timothy? What are some of the things that you used to do with your mom and dad?
One memory is kind of stem off what Levi said, is every Christmas Eve was hosted at our house, and it would always be a fun time of year because that's when the whole family gets together. You know how life can be, just gets busy, and it allows the whole family to be together and celebrate the Christmas season. But we would always have to play different games every year to get our gift, and everybody had to participate in order to get your gift. If you didn't have to open up. You didn't get to open up your gift. So it kind of made it fun and interesting. And now I get to celebrate it with my family, and we just started hosting Christmas at our house, with you guys, and that's fun to experience, Christmas with our own family now. So that's
Now, do you have a special tradition that now that you guys are married, do you have something that you do that you're going to say, well, this is what we're going to do every year? Have you made any of those?
We pick a day in the month of December, and we drive around the city and just go look at the different houses, go up the different lights. We make hot chocolate and popcorn, and we eat and drink in the car and go around and listen to the music and the lights and all that.
Well, we used to do that too. Remember, we used to go around the Highlands, and we used to go see the beautiful houses up the Highlands. And
on our wonderful family walks.
Yes, and our wonderful family walks, those were like the greatest. I mean, even when putting up our tree, that was always the greatest time. If we didn't break an ornament or if a wall didn't break, it was not Christmas. But how about you, Pastor Rob? What are some of the memories growing up? What did you used to do?
Well, I remember as a child, we would always open up our presents around midnight. We'd go to my nanny's house in Boston, drive home. I can remember driving home through snowstorms all the way back up to glorious New Hampshire. And I just remember the tradition of my dad would get some eggnog, we'd sit around the thing, open up presents. And actually, Christmas Eve morning, I always get to open up a present first, but my dad would always pick it out, and inevitably it was like batteries. But I learned batteries always meant that there's something fun coming in. So I was excited about that. And then a memory that I've gathered from this crazy clan here is I loved how starting a war with wrapping paper, as soon as we would open up presents, we'd crimple it up and throw it at each other, and you never knew who was going to get you. If I had thought ahead, I would have wrapping paper and thrown it now. But yeah, those are some good memories I have.
I know, and it seemed like I was picking up the Christmas paper like all the way into the summer. I'd see it behind the couch, or I'd see it behind somewhere, some hanging off the lights. I'm like, what is this? And then I would think of the Christmas. But Erica, how about yourself?
I remember growing up, Christmas Eve was always a big thing. We would go to my grandmother's house, and that's actually where we started our wrapping paper wars, was at her house.
Your grandmother would do it too?
My grandmother would get
Oh,
so
yeah,
angry.
she
would.
She'd get angry, and then she would crumple them up, and she would throw them with such vengeance. But we would, so I remember just even from a young age, we'd go to my grandmother's house, and then when my aunt had her house in the Highlands, we'd go over there. Pastor Gabe would come by and sing Christmas carols at the door, and just as we got older, you know, your traditions change. So Christmas Eve we spend with Pastor Rob's family, and then when we get home at midnight, we do our presents together.
Yep.
And then Christmas Day we spend it with this crazy crew of people here.
Yeah.
So,
Got a new house this year.
yeah, there is this year. And so, you know, so it's just things like that that you remember, and then you pass on to your kids and those kinds of things. So.
And I remember too when we used to come from my mother-in-law's house, and I am not kidding. We had the 2 kids, and then it was Pastor Jack and myself. We would come home, remember, with trash bags of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, stuff. It was clothes. It was toys. I mean, bags. I mean, thank God. But I remember we used to. It was, and little did the kids know. Like, after I looked through some of it, I would take some, put it up in the up in the attic. And then the following year, I would just wrap up some of those gifts. And they'd be, oh, because it was just too many things. Pastor, well, want to do, okay, Zeke is going to share his Christmas memories.
Kind of stemming off of what Levi said. Every year we sleep over Mimi's house, and at midnight we have like this game, Yankee Swap, and sometimes we get very interesting gifts that are useless.
Wow.
Completely and utterly useless.
Sorry, Mom.
Please tell us how you really feel.
Well,
Then we'd
you
go
can tell
to
this
bed
wasn't-
for about 8 hours, for me at least. We wake up.
He did what for
And
8
we
hours?
open
I
it
know.
up.
He would sleep for 8
Very,
hours.
very detailed.
Yeah.
It's Christmas down to the minute.
And we'd open up a bunch of gifts that we'd bring some of it home. The others would get kept at Mimi's house and never played with.
Oh, wow.
Then about
Mimi's having a bad
then
rap
about
today,
a
man.
couple then whenever
Excited this before.
Christmas Eve's gonna be terrible for you this year.
then when we go back to Mimi's house, we'd end up playing with it once. About 7 months later, we play with it again.
Wow, you're throwing her under the bus. What?
Okay.
And at Nani's house, at Nani's house, we would open some presents and
You play with it once a year, right?
yeah, once a
He's
year.
breaking the same
Yeah,
day.
but it was the same days that I took
Yeah,
out
he would break it the same day.
That too. Yeah, I love breaking toys. Still
Yes.
do it to this day. Still do it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
My lord, you're an odd one.
Mr. Good.
Oh, and I love.
Okay, wait, he's saying something. Let's.
I love Nani so much. We always have great Christmas memories together. I'd always jump on Nani's back and she'd ride me around on a horse. We'd always have wars with.
How much did she pay you to say that?
And we'd throw wrapping paper at each other, specifically each other,
Oh,
and stuff like
sweet.
that.
Aw.
Thank you. That's so nice. What a nice
Can I have
grand.
my $5, please?
Oh,
You weren't supposed to say that, Bob.
that's pretty funny.
We weren't supposed to say about the $5 yet. But anyway, okay, Pastor Jack, what are your memories?
How much you got for me?
Nothing.
Nothing, as usual. Right.
I'll
My
make up
memory.
any story if you're gonna give out money.
As a kid, it's just the excitement of knowing that it was Christmas. We'd all gather around the TV, watch Rudolph and other Christmas cartoons and Christmas programs, you know, like Andy Williams, Perry Como. You guys have never heard of them, but all musicals, and it was great. And at night we'd go to bed with the anticipation of getting up very early in the morning and opening up our one gift. You know, it's all we got, one toy, and it had to last you the whole year. We'd get some socks too, maybe, and some other. I think we get the same ones every year. Yeah,
You still do, don't you?
I still do. Mom rewraps everything, but that's all we got for Christmas. But it was a joy just knowing that Christmas was coming, and we'd try to stay up all night if we could, but we'd fall asleep, just waiting to hear if actually Santa was going to be on the roof. That's what we wanted to hear, but we never did get to hear that. But as you grow up, things change, and I'm going to be honest with you and to say that my favorite Christmas tradition is just getting together with the family. To me, there's nothing greater than the family being together, even if we didn't exchange any gifts, but just being together as a family and enjoying that special day together, because it's more than just about Christmas, presents and Santa and stuff. It's really about Jesus, and just having our family there, enjoying that day together is what's special to me. If I got no other gifts, that would be the one that I would be satisfied with, just having the family
Well,
there.
then, Merry Christmas.
Well,
I
you
knew.
ha-
That's the case, I'll
Yeah.
return it.
Well, you have to admit, it wasn't until I came into the picture where you started to get better gifts.
I
And,
did. I
and
did.
the gifts got nicer and, right?
It's true.
So you only got one toy, but when I came in the picture, you got two
I
toys
got two
and
toys.
3 toys.
Well, at a very late age, I was getting toys. But that's true, that's when things started to change.
But we did have some great memories at your house
My
with the
mom's house,
kids
the
and
food.
throwing
And the food, Mom would always put out a big spread, always had
Yeah.
a lot of food, more food than anybody could eat. But we enjoyed, my mom's favorite time of the year was Christmas, and it's my
Yeah.
favorite time of the year as well. And I can still see my mom's house, as I'm talking to you, I can visualize it. She would decorate it, the stuff that would be on the table, the certain candies every year would be on the table.
The ribbon.
The ribbon candies,
the
exactly.
ribbon candies, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Her
Those
big,
little those-
ball, the
Not,
bells.
things with the almonds in the middle.
Oh, Amanda's,
Oh.
Amanda's, remember
Oh, you're
that?
talking
I don't know
about
if any of you know what that
No,
is.
she's talking about the
Jordan-
figs with the
Jordan
walnuts,
almonds.
right?
No, she's talking about
The
those
Jordan
Amanda's,
almonds.
the
Oh.
almonds, those, I mean, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but those like almond candies and had like a nut you have to suck on
The
it.
almond.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she put out those figs with the
the
walnut.
fig
in the
nut,
middle,
yeah, the
you know.
figs with the walnuts. Any of you do that?
It was all those same things every year, but it was just a joy to be there as a family, and that's the only time we got a lot of presents was as we got older. The kids get the presents we never got.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
remember bags and bags and bags. We didn't know where to put it. We didn't know where to put these toys or these clothes, but every year that's how it was. And one of the favorite parts, if I could just share this,
Go ahead.
was my mom
Oh,
unwrapping gifts. She'd unwrap a gift, and then she'd take something out of a box, and then everybody would, whoa,
We
make
go,
a big scene
oh,
about
that's
it.
so
Whoa,
beautiful, that's
Exactly.
great. Who gave you that? And she would say,
I bought it for myself. Because I couldn't finish nick nam comprenal. My father wouldn't buy her anything, so she had to buy it for herself.
yeah, so she would buy it for herself, you know. But I know these are probably crazy memories and traditions. I remember growing up, what my dad used to do, he used to we used to live on the 3rd floor. My mom and dad lived on the 2nd floor. So my dad would wake us all up and bring us on his back, bring us all the way down the stairs. But as we got older, he had to bring 2 down, go back up for the other 2, and come back for us, for the other 2. But that was one of the things we used to love. My dad doing that, and I love that. And then with the kids growing up, I used to, like Rebecca, and they said, making the cookies or putting up the Christmas tree, something always broke. But what I used to do with them also, I'm not sure if they remember, but we used to go out and buy coats for Salvation Army. And because I wanted to teach them, it was not only about just getting, but it was also about giving. And that was what Christmas is all about. So we would go shopping, get a boy's gift, a girl's coat, a boy's coat, and then we would go drop it off at Salvation Army. So that I remember. But one of the things that I used to remember, I'm not sure if you guys remember that too, is I would always try to leave the best gift at the end. So after we would all clean up and we were ready to have our lunch, I'd say, oh, somebody's at the door. Somebody's at the door. Go open the door. And then when they did, they would either find a bike there, or they would find or a trip to Florida, or whatever it was. But I remember one time we had bought Pastor Jack a television, a TV. And this thing was so heavy, and we're trying to bring it up the stairs while he's in the shower.
It was not a flat screen.
No.
It was a regular TV
those
with the
big
things
TVs,
at the end.
yes.
That's before flat screen.
And we're trying to
before.
bring this thing up the stairs, and we couldn't. Well, in the middle of the stairs, we all take this laughing fit, and none of us could get back up into the stairs. And as you know, what always happens, I laughed so hard that tears just ran down my legs, and we were there for like the longest time till we finally got our composure and brought it up, and but that was one of the funniest memories. But I don't know what kind of memories you have or what you share, but if you don't have any memories or tradition, it's always nice to start one. It's never too late, whether it's cooking, or whether it's making cookies. I know on Apex, my friend Nancy, she said one of her memories was baking cookies with her grandchildren. Kathy Trafford shared something that I thought was really nice. She said she would pick up ornaments of every trip that she would go on, and then she would decorate her tree with I thought that was really great, Kathy, and she shared that on Apex. So, but before we leave, I just want to read this poem, and I know with all that's going on and everything that's been happening with our life this 2020, it's been crazy. Some of you have maybe lost your family through the virus, maybe drug overdose, maybe suicide, maybe sickness. And it's so easy for us to become overwhelmed. And we can be distracted from seeking who God is and what He's doing. But we need to cling to His word and know that God is His goodness and that He is faithful. And we need to stick to His word, and we need to stick to Jesus and know that He is the reason for the season. And by His grace and His love, that we're just going to continue to march on and believing that He has great things for us. But I want to leave you with this. Wow, that's only 2 minutes. But I want to leave you with this, and then we're going to close with the song. It says, this is for those of you who have lost loved ones through the pandemic or whatever reason. It says, the moment that you left me, my heart was split in two. One side was filled with memories. The other side died with you. I often laid awake at night when the world is fast asleep, and take a walk down memory lane with tears upon my cheek. Remembering you is easy. I do it every day. But missing you is a heartache that never goes away. I hold you tightly within my heart, and there you will remain. You see, life has gone on without you, but it will never be the same. And I just want to say my condolences to all of those of you who have lost loved ones in this time. And now we're going to close with this song. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round your virgin mother and child. God
Merry
bless
Christmas.
and Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.